Well, guys, it has been a very long time, but I decided in my last video I said I wanted to make top 10 comic videos. So I'm going to do one for Marvel, one for DC, and I'm going to do one for indie and manga, as well as trying to do a top 10 video game. So some of you are like, whoa, no way. I am going to try to do that. It'll actually be a top 5 for me personally, but I'm having my friend come in, so we're each going to pick 5 of our favorite games of 2019 and put a video together. So keep on the lookout for that. That will probably come, I'd say, probably mid-January. So anyway, on to our list for today. We have top 10 Marvel comics of 2019. Now, if you're not a part of the hate mob online, you'll notice that Marvel has been kicking some serious ass in the 2019 for comics. There's been a lot of great comics, and it actually was really hard to pick just 10 of them because I really enjoy about 15 to 20 comics that are currently out, or maybe some of them have finished, but for the majority of them, they're still coming out. So let's get to our honorable mentions before I get to my big list. I'm going to mention Miles Morales. I really like this comic. It's a lot of fun. It's more down to earth. We're giving a more human look into the character Miles, and also the hijinks of a high school student. I mean, I think that this is one of the more fun comics out right now, and I'm really enjoying it. Another two that I'm going to put together are X-Men and also Marauders. This is brand new. They are just coming out. I usually trade weight for a lot of comics because I read so many, but these I've been keeping up with issue by issue, and I am really digging both of them. X-Men is this weird but awesome comic that is taking more of a look into Scott and his family and how the X-Men work together, so I really like that. And Marauders is just pure joy of Kitty Pryde having a band of basically pirate mutants kicking some ass. I'm really enjoying that one as well. Another comic that I'm going to put in honorable mentions that almost made my top 10 was King Thor. What a surprise this was. This is like the finale of Jason Aaron's Thor run forever. Now, it focuses on old Thor, if you read God Bomb and all that. Oh, sorry, God Butcher. And this is great ending to his series. I'm not going to spoil it, but I think the last issue really comes full circle for the character, and just a real good way to say goodbye to such a long and probably one of the most influential runs ever for Thor in the future. And last but not least, and I know some of this might be a surprise to you people, but Immortal Hulk. And the reason why this is on my top 10, I'm going to be really honest, I just haven't caught up yet. I am trying to read so many comics, and this one is hard to grab because I really like to sit down and enjoy it, and I haven't. So I kind of feel it's unfair to not put it in my top 10, so I got to at least put it in my honorable mentions, because what I read up to, which I think was just a little bit into this year, maybe in March, April, has been fucking great. I am really loving this comic, so definitely check it out for Hulk fans, or even if you're not a Hulk fan, if you're more of a sci-fi horror fan, this comic has been really, really intriguing and only keeps getting better every volume that I've read. So yeah, definitely Immortal Hulk has to be at least an honorable mention, even if I'm not fully caught up. So we're starting our number 10 with War of Realms. Now this is an event, and somehow it's on my top 10, and it's a Thor comic. Now, a little bit of history on me before I go too deep. I'm not a huge Thor fan, but I like him. And so for an event to be this high up on my list is amazing, especially a Thor event. But this is just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it because you could lay back and just read it, and you don't have to read all the tie-ins. I mean, they might help a little, but you don't really. I just read the main story. I haven't read any tie-ins really, except like Venom, and that was horrible. But this was so freaking fun. Thor is on like the very edge here. He's like losing it, and some people complain that the beginning really has nothing to do with Thor. It's more of like how the world is being affected, especially like Captain America and his team, Daredevil, and what he's doing, Spiderman, all that. But I really enjoyed Thor in this. I thought he was badass, I thought he was courageous, and I thought he was a hero. And the end result, the last 2 issues, are pure eye candy in terms of visuals, and it's just a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed War of Realms. Coming at number 9 is Venom. Venom is still damn good. I think it was a little higher on my list last year, but it's still really good this year. This last couple of issues have more taken back and kind of given us more of a character-driven moment, but it's the chemistry between the cast that we have in this series is so well done, especially, I'm not going to spoil, the young boy and Brock. It's really damn good. And then the lead into the new events, which I'll get to later, Absolute Carnage, worked really well. I'm going to be honest, I haven't read the new Venom Island yet. That just started, but I hear that's good too. As expected, Venom just is a pure delight, and it's bringing the character who I really don't like besides Agent Venom back in the day, and he's just great now. Coming in at number 8 is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Tom Taylor always will probably be on my top 10 list somewhere because he's just one of the most talented writers out at the moment. He makes you really care about characters, and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is no exception. He gets to do his take on Spider-Man. Unfortunately, it did end prematurely. I didn't get to read the last few issues, but from issue 1 to 10, just so much fun. It gets Peter, the character, so much great moments, and you get to laugh with him. You also get a character or cast of characters that really work well with Peter, and you also get some new villains, which is really nice. So overall, I really enjoyed Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I wish it kept going, but for, I guess, a 14 issue, I believe, series, it did a damn good job of making me enjoy Spider-Man again. Coming at number 7 is Captain America. What an interesting series. This probably is my favorite Captain America series since Ed Brubaker's. I really enjoy the slow pace, the build up to something huge that's coming, and also just to kind of see inside Steve's mind. I think I believe it's Cates. I think it's Cates. I don't know. Anyway, the writer is really taking this time to build into this character and kind of question some of his beliefs. And it should be questioned because he's supposed to represent America, right? But the system isn't always in favor of someone who's trying to actually be a hero. So I really enjoy that look into it. And I also think the art's great. It's really moody, really atmospheric, and I think that works for this character a lot. It's not for everyone. It is very slow build, but I think if you like slow burns and such, this is a series you have to check out. Coming at number 6 is Meet the Skrulls. What a freaking surprise. Listen, if you like the show Americans, this should be like a must pick up right now. It's great. It's really an interesting story about the Skrulls who are trying to evade into our humankind society, and they're spies for the Skrulls, and from there on it just spirals into these spy twist mystery thriller. It's just so damn good. I can't even spoil past the first issue because something crazy happens at the end of that. It's just a mini series, but it's one of the best mini series out. Definitely go pick it up. It's in trade now too. You need to read this book. It's so much different than everything else on this list, and it has to be checked out, I promise. Number 5 is Daredevil. Listen, Daredevil will probably always be on my top 10 because I absolutely love the fucking character. He is one of the greatest characters. But he damn deserves to be on this year because Chip is just killing it. He's killing this series in a good way. I'm sorry if you don't know the slang. It's so damn good. It's intriguing. It's exciting. It kind of feels more like the Netflix show in terms of the character, but that's okay because the Netflix show of Daredevil is fucking great. As a person who has read almost every single run of Daredevil from Frank Miller all the way to current, and I mean everything, bad and good, this is one of the best series of all time for Daredevil. I think it will go down as at least top 3 Daredevil runs of all time. You have to read it. Right off the bat, it's not a spoiler, issue 1 gives you an ultimatum for the character where did he or didn't he kill a criminal by mistake. And this right there starts a great adventure for Matt Murdock. Go check out Daredevil. Coming at number 4 is a second event, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Absolute Carnage was awesome. It was probably one of the most fun events. I think it's probably my favorite event in the last 5 years. I'm not even going to lie. I think it really is what we want in an event. So let's bring all the characters that we really enjoy into the fold, which they always do, but let's give them moments. Let's give them excellent fighting moments. Let's give them funny dialogue. Let's give them heart-to-heart moments. When you have Brock and Peter talking, it's just so well done. When you have Carnage going on a fucking rampage, when you have Miles and you feel scared for the kid because he's just a kid, you have so many good moments with even Captain America. Even the Hulk is in this, and he's such a good moment. Really, everything about this event is great, and the best part about it, literally the best part, you don't have to read any tie-ins to fully enjoy the story, because I didn't read any goddamn tie-ins, and this story is still fucking great. I can't believe I'm saying an event is great alone, but Carnage is interesting again. I go read this story. It comes out in trade like next month, but you could get all the issues like I did. Well worth it. Alright, and this is where we get to the top 3 best comics of the year, and we're going to start off with Spider-Man Life Story. What a great fucking story. Again, Chip, one of the best writers right now in Marvel. I'd say he's up there with Donny Cates. This is one of the greatest comics this year, and one of the best Spider-Man stories of all time. You basically go through the decades of Peter's life, starting with the 60s all the way to the 2000 and I believe 19 is when it ends, but it skips every like 10 years, so you really get all the great moments from those decades of Spider-Man. But sometimes even better, they do a great twist on the Clone Saga to make it actually interesting. You get a awesome 2000s where, if you don't know, that's where Spider-Man dies, basically. They do a great job there. All the decades have these great moments. Once in a while, there's a moment I don't love, or the background of the Civil War wasn't my favorite thing. But everything with Spider-Man, the build-up, his life story, all of it, near perfection. This is going to go down as classic Spider-Man must-read material. Number 2 is House of X and Power of X. I'm going to put House of X as the one I'm really talking about because House of X blew me away. Power of X, real fast, I enjoyed it. I think sci-fi fans and stuff will like it more than me. I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting. You had the characters doing crazy shit, and we introduced a new character, I believe she was new, of basically a Groundhog Day situation. So that was all interesting. But House of X, you get to sit down and enjoy the X-Men again. And also you get moments with the X-Men in this series that are pure perfection. I mean, perfection. It's like reliving what I loved about X-Men. So yeah, House of X really blew me away. I was really surprised how much I enjoyed it. And then Power of X was just the fucking cream on the top. It was great. Not as good, but it was great. And you read them together in one big book, and I think you should read them together because they do play off each other almost perfect. So definitely worth checking out. House of X, Power of X, go check it out. Coming in at number 1 is Invaders. This was the biggest surprise of the year for me. It has to be. Because I opened it up expecting to enjoy it, and I absolutely was enthralled with every goddamn page of this book. It just did something so special. It felt so real. You really get to understand Namor in here, and you kind of feel pity for him, but you kind of also see he is not one to fuck with. You also get great character moments with Captain America, the original Human Torch, and multiple other characters, and you also get a story that's scary. Like, you feel like there's stakes in here and you can't believe it. Yeah, Invaders, without spoiling it, it's the biggest surprise of the year. It's written by Chip again, so the creator of Daredevil, so that's enough for you to really check this story out. And I can't tell you, I can't push it enough that you have to check out this series. It's by itself. You don't have to read anything else. Just pick it up. I think you'll enjoy it more if you know the history of Marvel a little bit, but you don't really need to know it. Just know that each character gets a moment of building to a fucking great story, and the ending of the first arc is one of the best. So yeah, definitely check out Invaders. And that's my top 10. I know it's been so long since I did these, so I hope I don't just over talk. I probably did a little bit, but I really had fun doing this again. I read a lot of comics, and so to get to do these lists, it really just brings a lot of joy. And then I hope that you guys got to check some of these comics out. If you did, list yours below, the top 10 Marvel comics you read this year. If you want to check out some of these that I mentioned, by all means, ask me about them if you want to. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope everybody has a great 2020. I will try to get the DC video done. I will try to get the manga and the indie done, and then the top 5/top 10 video game videos. So, we got a lot to look forward to. I don't know how much I'll do videos in 2020, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and everybody have a good day.